Yo, what's going on, guys? So in this video I'm gonna show you my I'm not gonna call it an unstoppable build for Spencer, but it pretty much is. I'm just gonna call it infinite energy build. Okay, that's more suits him better. So first thing, of course, in the build, let's go first through the passives and the special cards. So for the disintegration field, I much rather use this one, where the cooldown is reduced every card you use, and instead of using the two disintegration fields with extra time, I would definitely for sure recommend the first one, because in this build you're gonna be running through your deck like very quickly. You're constantly using cards, so that's a good thing, because then you're able to use the field more often, because it will be reducing the cooldown every time you use a card. So it's way better than just having this once in a while, which is, and you really don't need that, because like people say it's better to have two fields and whatnot, and less longers and blah blah blah. But it's still way better to have just the single field, because you can guarantee a kill with that single field. So if you can get more of them, more often, you can get that single field. You just kill after kill, you know. So it's definitely helpful. And with this build, I've been able to get several times the field in zone 1. In the first area, you can already get the field just because of this passive right here that reduces the cooldown. That's how fast you're using your cards. So the second one, this is really, well, this is not really important, but I would recommend using the first one instead of this one that locks level 3. The reason why you don't want to do this, because you're gonna be using this a lot, the locking downs of doors. So if you have them at level 3 already immediately, once you're level 3, you cannot lock them again. So, and if you don't know, Spencer gets energy from using the EIS systems, which is things like closing the doors. So if you every time you close the door is level 3, you won't be able to touch that door again until they actually try to open it. So essentially, you're taking away your possibility to get energy from that door. So I don't think it's helpful at all. Just use this one, which is going to give you more health on the core, and also on area 2. This is actually very helpful. This extra seconds, it makes take 10 seconds, I believe, for them to do the decoy puzzle, which is not decoy puzzle, the security device. So that's really helpful as well. Like, you can also just keep stopping them because it takes so long for them to insert the card there. So definitely go with the first one here, I would say. Now this is where the magic happens. This is definitely a must. You must use this first one here, not the second one. This one is not that useful. This one is definitely used because you get bio energy from using the when you're just interacting with the EIS system, which is essentially like exploding mines, or on zone 3, that lift where you go up and down, for example, on the research map. The lab one, there's also like turning lights off, locking doors. All this counts for your energy here, so definitely use the first one, because this is where the magic happens. Now for the special cards, if you don't have them unlock these ones yet, but I mean, whatever. But these are the best ones, which is the convert mods into energy, the mod recycler, and the hypercharge for sure is definitely way better than this one. So these two special cards. Now for the equipment, this is again part of the magic. You want to use full stacked EIS cooldown. So I'm using everything possible here. So there's all these 3 cooldowns for EIS, and there's this one as well, which reduces the cooldown and also increases the activation speed for only 3 points. So this will give you a total of 15 exactly. And that's the build for as far as perks go. The equipment here. Definitely use this. Don't change anything else. You could try to still fit a miniature reactor in here if you take a few of these out, but I just don't recommend it. I don't think it's worth it. Like, I tried it. I tried taking a few of them off, but it just feels like you're missing something. So, because it's so fast, the energy you get with this build, like everything stacked out. So I would just recommend stacking out. Don't worry about anything else. You won't need reactors or anything. You'll have so much energy that it's pointless. So this is the deck. Now, things here that are very crucial on this deck, you do not want to switch. Other things, if you want to try other things, you know, experiment, that's up to you. But the things that I'll show you right now, you do not switch at all. These things are this thing, the immobilizing rounds. Do not switch this at all. Do not switch to the liquor at all. Do not switch these three at all. The discount. Well, the discount I'll say whatever if you want to switch it, but definitely do not switch these two creatures, the infection ones, the liquor, and the immobilizing rounds. Also for the mods, you do not want to switch this one as well, the yes cooldown mod. And now for the other things I've been just trying to experiment. Now the discount here I think it's worth it because it allows you just to spam that much more, you know, without having to go back for energy every time you use a single card. You can just spam everything because it's all cheap, you know. So I think it's worth it having this one here, as well as this one, which makes the creatures even cost one less. So this combined with this can make it cost up to -3. So this would be like 1, this would be like 2, and this would be, you know, you get the point. So like other things I've been trying this build, now I've been trying the 3 weapons just to be that much more deadly. And the automatic one turret, you just want to use it strategically, really. Just like set up on areas, especially areas that have 2 cameras on the same spot. It's so good because you can use the turret automatically on one camera and then control the other camera. So they just get shot like from both sides, and you can also just spawn creatures in the middle. So they're like triple the attention they need because there's 3 things hitting them at the same time. So it's super good in terms of lethality and just getting them down. And like I said, this also is really important because you can use the immobilizing rounds and then use the disintegration field on top of them. It's a free down. You can use that on the person that's holding the key, for example, which is the guy that they need to do his objective. Things like that, stall them, and possibly even win the game. Or you can also use to down multiple of them if you can manage to get more of them inside the immobilizing round, and then use the wall on both of them. Just make sure you aim it right. That also works. And not just that, but he also combos with the machine guns and everything, because you can mobilize them, then go immediately to your machine gun and just start plowing them down. So like as you can see, I have 2 mods here, which is what I've been trying lately. So you'll be able to hold in your hands at least 2 cards. So like let's say you get this one and you don't want to use it immediately, you don't have to, because you have 2 cards in your hand, so you can just cycle the other one until you get whatever you need. But before I was using this, which is also an option if you want to try, which is 3 mods, and then you can only hold 1 card in your hand. But with these it's not really a problem, because like you will be constantly using them, so it's not that big of a problem that you can only hold 1 card that's not a mod in your hand at a time, because you just like as soon as you get there, you get the card, you're just gonna be using it right away, so it doesn't really bother. And it also helps having these many mods, because when you come here and you use the mod recycler, there's more energy that's gonna come to you because there's so mods in your hand when you get that card. But I just thought I took this off lately. I'm just experimenting really, but this is the original build. I was not using this in the original build. I was using discount, so this is the original build right here, and I've just been switching up, trying new things. So this is the original, and the discount is also gonna make everything cost 1 less. So this -3 with these together, with this one is -4 if I manage to use them in a rapid sequence. So this guy would cost 1, this guy would cost 1, the liquor would cost so much less as well. And this I would just shoot him. I don't have a shield here, you know, because usually the creatures just get them so busy that you don't really need a shield on your camera. You can just shoot them because they're already distracted by the liquors and everything that's dropping on top of them. You can also, the infection creatures are really important because you can spawn, since you're spawning a lot of creatures, it's not that hard to kill creatures, especially if you're not a net or something like that, that have super buffed out creatures. So having the infection will make sure that at least they are infected if they kill the creatures, you know, so they're still wasting time, even though there's no creatures on hitting them or, you know, downing them or whatever. It makes them also cough constantly, so you can shoot they're already going to be low health because of the coughing, or they're going to be standing still, and you can get some easy shots with the weapons. Now the last thing I switched here was this thing right here, which is the automatic one right here. This is what the second thing I tried was this one, so I could get, my idea was to get more lethality because I'm shooting them more. And then finally I was trying this with the high caliber rifle. There's a lot of damage if you hit this. So I mean, so far it's been working so good too. Like I have not been missing this little mod here, the green one. But I mean, it's up to you. If you feel like, just try these two versions and see what works best for you. If you want to switch them to something else, it's up to you. But the key to the build is really this mod right here, and these specific creatures. So like you could try, like instead of using this, you could try using a shield, for example, like this. If you don't like getting shot down using your camera, so that would help. But I just so far I just have not found it to be needed. Like they're usually going down a lot. So yeah, that's the build, guys. I'm gonna record a few matches using this build against high ranks, low, every type of player, and you see in action how it plays out.